You sure? You sure? Okay, okay, okay. Get over here. Get over here if you want it. Just a big puppy dog. Oh, speaking of puppy dogs, look who's hobbling through here. Okay, I gotta finish feeding. Then we look at who is so patient. Because I come up here, I bring 2 buckets of that up, and he's usually patiently waiting. Then I gotta grab a bucket and give those 2 a little bit, and the rest of that bucket goes way down to the pen they were in. Then I pick up the bucket to start with. And he's very patient. Of course, he gets impatient when the cows get on it. But takes both hands, so I'm going to keep him happy and give him some grain. Well, Dino has finished his. I got to go pull the pan out before somebody drags it halfway down the barn. And Bam Bam is very content. Aren't you, bud? The cow next to him was that last one, the calf that's in with him. We just get a little curvy in here. Can't tell she's not a big cow, can you? Because they're standing in the same height ground. Then we got 3 smaller ones. Those 3, low numbers, 2-year-olds. And a couple of older gals. A couple more younger ones. That one looks like the one that lost her calf. Don't quote me on that though, because there's a couple of them that in the face do look the same. And we got the bull calves spot checking for the boys. He thinks one of those is smelling good. Ah, bud. Yeah. And he has a square head, but I don't see no nubs. He's got a square head too. I kind of wonder if that one's standing there broadside. Might be the brother to this girl here by the post. They're marked the same. And the way they've been doing it, most of the younger ones are down here, most of the yearlings. So I try to get a little more of the better grain down here for them, but you know, you get an old cow snuck in here too. Then there's these girls. Still, yet, none of them will pop. Same with the 2 down there. And those 2 down there, I'm hoping are walking good now. I want to get them out of there because I don't have room to keep all of them over here. And it doesn't leave me a clean spot to put a mama and a new baby for a day or 2 if they're both in here. And yeah, that's what's left for little bales, and I'm not bringing a big bale in to put in that feeder for anybody. Well, I shouldn't say that. We got a couple more up there too, but I'm still not going to bring a big bale in here to feed somebody. If they're in another pen, they don't need to worry about it. Anyway, sun's shining, burning daylight. Let's see what else got to happen other than I still got to fill buckets. Yay. Need an automatic bucket filler. Oh wait, I had one. Kylan was doing that for me for a while, and she hasn't done that in probably a month. So I'll do that. That tub there is just almost empty. I think there's just enough to fill for tomorrow morning. Well, now there's 5 in this pen. One just turning away. That's the little steer from out back. Apparently, rather than coming Tuesday to pick these girls and the little boy up, he's going to be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. That's fine. So we got him moved up here. And those 2 pregnant cows that were at the other end of the barn are back in here. Hopefully that's a good thing. And you know, I just keep watching and looking and watching and looking and watching and looking. And Amy, Lena, they're in the middle of the screen. She's starting to bag a little bit. You know, older cows, I mean, they can bag up in 1 or 2 days. She's been starting to bag up for a few days now, so yeah, it may be another week, who knows? Might be 2 weeks. If it's 2 weeks, well, she's probably one of those that said June and not May. And Amy, there on the other side, just turned her head to look at us. She looks like she could go anytime. This old girl here, she ain't bagging any yet, but it looks like the calf's dropped. So, who knows? We'll know when it happens. I got Becky out here to help us move that steer. We put stuff in the way so he couldn't come through over there and across to the feed barn and then through the lot here. And she hadn't been down here to see the fishies for a while. I told her she needs to be down here later in the day. They come up to the top, and I don't know if they're getting bugs off the top or what. You can kind of see them in there. Kind of murky, because cows haven't been up here to drink much. They still hit it after they walk out of the barn in the morning, though. Well, anywho, see what else happens today. Hey, look, I'm slumming. I got Becky's car. Why? It's the only thing I got to drive. Unless I take the service truck, and I don't feel like bouncing the town in the service truck. I forgot I didn't get any batteries for the 3394. Went back to fire it up. Thought, oh crap. Yeah, all it did was go, eh. So, I spent some time looking. Made a few phone calls. I can get the Optima batteries that I want. Before our discount at Napa, it's $400 plus the core charge. And they have one. So we were looking for that same battery elsewhere, and the cheapest we can get, the Yellow Top Group 34 Optima, is like $260 something plus a core charge. Now I got to looking at other brands, and Napa Legend AGM, the Napa Legend Premium or something, AGM. That's what we're going with. Our cost is like 200 and, no, I take that back, not 200 and. Our cost is 160 something a piece while still paying the core charge. So that's the route we're going to go. I don't have any cores to take in until I get those out, but I'm going to charge both of them up and see. Hopefully one of them is still good and it'll go in something else. Then I'll only have one to take in, but at that price rate, I really can't beat that. And they had 2 in stock at the store we deal with, so that's where I'm headed. Well, dang it, I missed what I was going to show you. Had a better view. See all those thunder bumpers? But my camera lens was dirty. It was all fuzzy. Those were all backing up against the Cascades. When I went to town, actually there still are some. I might be able to get it for you in a second. There's some hanging over the coast range that are coming. Maybe it'll do something, maybe it won't. They say it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be nice. We've got 3 days that are supposed to be no rain. But that's what's coming. There's a field of crimson, mostly bloomed. And some grass seed. Looks like ryegrass. And wheat. And That's not heading out quite yet. Looks like the heads are just sitting there waiting though. But hey, here's those batteries. They better be good. You notice those look a little short. Show you what they're supposed to look like. Right there. There is a battery terminal clamp bolt. Yeah. Those three, I had, well, two of them broke off. One of them I had to cut out. I actually had one battery bolt that came off like it should. I'll keep it for a spare. Those terminals are the original ones, and they're kind of ate out. They won't hold the squares anymore. You can't get a wrench on them where they're at, worth a darn. So I'm going to bore these out. I got 8 of them I'm going to bore out, because one will slide clear to the head. When I put that back through, one will go on this end with a good nut on the end of it to clamp it. There's nothing wrong with the clamps other than they're just screwed up where the bolts make contact. And I'll probably anti-seize those. Make it a little better next time, because hey, if these new batteries last as long as the Intimidators that I just took out, it's going to be 10 years from now. So, and I didn't want to screw the batteries up coming out either, because they're going to go on charger. I'm sure it's one that has a bad cell. Since they still have juice after sitting, it's just a bad cell in one. Get the other one fried up and hopefully it'll be good. Can't even talk. And Arrowhead water that does that. Maybe make it another 5 or 10 years on something. And I'm kind of thinking maybe that these Napa Legend Premium AGM batteries are probably made in the same place that the old Intimidators were, because they're identical, right down to the everything except for the stickers. But yep, I got some drilling to do. Hopefully get the damn thing together tonight. I didn't plan on spending the last, what, 2.5 hours, and I ain't got batteries in it yet. There's what they look like. They're still good. They just won't hold the bolts anymore. And they were tightened down into the threads on the bolts, so yeah, those will work just fine. Well, there it is. They're in. Yeah, could use a little shorter bolts, but tough. I was just figuring with what I had, if those were new and weren't all sunk in and wore out, those bolts would be the appropriate length. But they're there. Cable's where it needs to be. The only thing left to put the cover on and mark the batteries with when I put them in. I was gonna actually punch the marks out, but I'm not gonna take this off to get to the ones on that one. I will mark this one. But they're both getting the same date of installation written on them, just like the others were. Mark stuff when you put it on, you know how long it made it. This battery, date of manufacture, was 1 of 22. The other one, 9 of 21. Used to be a guy that worked there at Napa that if they had one that was been on the shelf for a while, he'd find another one from one of the other Napas or from the warehouse that was newer to make a pair with, but it don't matter. You know, there ain't that many months difference, really. Not like they got a year difference, which we've run into that too. So anyway, I'm going to finish this up and put my stuff away. That stuff in the basket on the bike too. And yeah, put the video up for you. So hope your Saturday's gone better than mine. You know, didn't expect to have to move the steer up today, even though I wanted to get it done. I wanted to have this thing in the field today, because, you know, I just lost a day of running, screwing around with the stinking battery. Got to figure out where I'm going to start. I was hoping to get the batteries in and at least, oh, get right up here. You can see the house in the middle of the screen. There's a 5-acre field on this side of it. I figured on going up there and getting over that once to cut it up, and then go up to the top of the hill where they logged and get started on that. When I come back down the hill, I'll go the second time over this down here. But yeah, that didn't happen. So anyway, I just showed you some more of what I was doing, but that's kind of hard to have both hands going in the camera at the same time. So, and it's what, 5:15. Orb's still pretty high, pretty bright, and I'm about whooped. It's hot today, and I don't take the heat well, and it's already affected me negatively. And Becky found one Powerade. That was enough to at least give me a second wind for a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can find another one. She says she can't find the damn things in the stores, so hey, thank you, Joe. Appreciate all you've done for us, jackass. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everybody has a great Sunday.